Today I'm going to be answering one of your art questions about whether or not age has anything to do with how quickly someone learns art. Hi, I'm Lisa, the artist behind Lachri Fine Art. Nicole writes, does age have anything to do with your improvement as an artist? For example, would you learn more slowly if you're younger or faster if you're an adult or older? Thanks. The only time I've seen age play a role in how quickly someone learned was with kids. I have found that until kids, and there are always exceptions to this, I have had some prodigies that were they just blew me away. They were so amazing. For the most part, kids, until they hit around 11 or 12, their brains just didn't seem to really grasp copying what they saw, looking at something and recreating that, or how to blend paint. If I showed a 9-year-old and then showed a 12-year-old and a 30-year-old how to paint the same thing, demonstrated how to blend the color, the younger kid will usually paint really quick, do 2 brush strokes and go, okay, I need help, what's next? Even though they never actually did what I explained. Oddly enough, it's the opposite with music. With music, we find that kids like 4 or 5 years old are going to do better learning music than their counterparts who waited till they were 9 or 12 to start learning music. So just funny, odd thing there. But with the kids, I definitely saw a big difference in age there. I don't know what it is, once they hit about 12, that something clicked and they had the patience and they were able to sit down and slowly work and follow directions without doing the 2 brush strokes and wanting to move to the next step. That said, because I know somebody's going to jump all over me for this, I do think kids should be doing art. I think they should be exposed to as much as possible, and if they enjoy it, great, let them play with it. But I have seen so many times over the last 17 years where a parent expected way too much of their kid, and their kid would paint something and be proud of it and happy, and the parent would come in and be like, that's not good, I want this to improve, I want this, and I want this to change. And they ruined the fun of art for their kid. The kid didn't want to continue on with it. So if they would have let that kid have fun, and then when the kid hit about 12, when it started making sense, the kid may have wanted to stick with art and enjoy it. But I have found that being too critical of the little ones can definitely make things a lot worse. I love arts and crafts for kids, and I think that is super important, and I wish it was involved with more schools, but they definitely don't learn the same as once a kid hits about 12. There's just something that changes at that age. But besides that, when a kid got to the point where they could slow down, be patient, and really work and focus on what they're doing without doing the 2 brush strokes and wanting to move on to the next step, I've not seen a real difference between a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 30-year-old, 60, 70-year-old. Everybody's going to learn at their own pace, and I don't see age as having a whole lot to do with that. It's a difference in personalities, but not a difference in age. I've seen people who were 70 who learned super fast, and I've seen people who were the same age and were very, very slow in that. But the idea of you can't teach an old dog new tricks, besides that that's actually not true for dogs, it's definitely not true for people either. I found that it just doesn't really matter. It depends on that person's interest and their dedication to improving their skills. Now, there are some things that make a huge, huge difference in how quickly somebody learns. And really, it all comes down to that person's attitude. I found that artists who are patient and not overly critical of themselves will learn far faster than those who have a meltdown every 20 minutes about a mistake. I found that artists who obsessively draw and paint all the time, any free minute they get, they are going to improve the fastest, much faster than somebody who's only painting or drawing once a week. Artists who really study their reference photo or their model before and during the process of creation tend to do much better than those who just glance at the reference photo and spend the next 20 minutes working without looking at that reference photo. The students who I can get to constantly look at their reference, they learn so much faster than those who don't. And I'm talking about realism. Abstract and impressionism, obviously that's going to be different. But for the most part, I'm teaching realism. Artists who decide to succeed, they decide they're going to get good at this, no matter what it takes, how much practice, they do so much better than those who have this constant, I may or may not get good at this. That makes a huge difference. Another huge one is artists who take the time to pinpoint their mistakes and not just look at something and go, oh, it's bad, I don't like it. That is so not helpful. But artists who really look and say, this is what's wrong, I don't like the shape of the nose, I think I could use more contrast, I think this could change. Those artists will improve so much faster than those who just look at it and go, meh, I don't like it. Artists who are problem solvers will learn very fast. Art in general, you have to be a problem solver. That's what you're doing. You're trying to figure out how to make something work. And they are going to learn far faster than those who are constantly looking to other people to fix those mistakes. For example, I can have somebody contact me and say, I can't get my water to blend smoothly. And I'll ask them, okay, well, how many times have you tried? Well, just the once. Really? You're already looking to somebody else to solve the problem when you haven't even experienced the medium yet. You haven't experienced how to do something. You have to be willing to try it on your own. If you've tried it multiple times, then tell me exactly why it's not blending, what's happening, are you getting certain streaks, what is going on? Then somebody may be able to help you. But the artists who are constantly saying this isn't going right and trying to find somebody to fix that problem for them or tell them what's wrong, they usually don't learn as fast as those who are willing to make the mistakes, who will keep trying and trying and trying until they figure out what's going wrong. Making those mistakes is a big deal because then you know what not to do. The people who are not willing to make those mistakes, they just want everything perfect right off the bat, so they're going to go to somebody else and have them try to fix the problem or tell them what to do differently. It's good to seek help. But if you've not experienced the medium, the help that that person offers you is not going to be very useful. You're not going to benefit that much from it because you're not totally going to know what they're talking about, being that you've not tried it enough times yourself. And these are probably some of the main things that I've experienced with students who did very well versus those who did not learn as quickly. This all really comes down to attitude. The things that I've experienced really didn't have anything to do with age, except for the kids. I have a frequently asked questions page over on my website. If you cannot find the answer to your question there, there's a link where you can submit your own question to be featured in one of these videos, and I will have a card pop up here. You can check that out. Thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel, I have new video critiques every Tuesday where I'm critiquing your original paintings or drawings, my own speed paintings, drawings, and tutorials every Wednesday, art Q&A videos every Thursday, and artist vlogs each weekend. So if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. And you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+. All of those social media sites are linked below in the video description where you can keep up with news, my newest work, and see real-time clips of whatever it is I'm currently working on. I'll see you guys in a few days.